これは明らかに私への挑戦。どうすればいい？
計画通り。いいか、僕はキラ。そして新世界の神だ。お前は新世界の神に逆らおうとした罪で死ぬんだ。
キラを牽制しましょう。言わなければどんな手を使ってでも言わせます。キラでないのならそのうちわかることです。あ、キラめ。彼の死は無駄にできません。現場に向かってください。見てください。重要な情報です。これさえクリアできれば一気に解決に結びつきます。
思い通り思い通り思い通り、僕の勝ちだ。
お前はキラかもではなくキラだ。
プレイステーション。
everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this. Welcome to the Nintendo World Championships NES Edition Streamer Showdown live at Paris Games Week in, you guessed it, Paris, France. My name is Bowie. To my left is my good friend Nims, and we have the pleasure of calling the action this evening as we have 8 fantastic streamers from around Europe battling it out to be that #1 speedrunner of Nintendo World Championships NES Edition.
Absolutely, Bowie. Excellent intro there. I really like that. That was very, very energetic.
Cheers, man.
Because this is going to be a very, very energetic show, guys.
Yes.
Speedrunners, if you like a bit of speedrunning, you are about to see quite the showdown. And of course, this is an interesting show because this is going to be really catering towards people who may have seen speedrunning as well, may be interested in it, may have not seen some speedrunning before, perhaps are more interested in checking out this particular game as well and particular challenges we're going to be showcasing today. There's a wide variety of games, some iconic titles which will be showcased in this tournament. Like Bowie just said, actually, we've got 8 players representing 8 different countries from all around Europe. We've got some people that you guys may know, some people that you may not know, but it's going to be quite the show, isn't it, Bowie? I think at the moment we're just looking at the stage, and we are going to be calling on each of the players. They're going to introduce themselves, and myself and Bowie will be taking you through each step of the way through this tournament. So, Bowie.
Yeah, I should quickly clarify that obviously we do have a wonderful team of Mr. MV and Ken Bogard who are currently on stage doing the live hosting for the audience here, and obviously we're taking you through on stream. So I guess the way we could think about it a little bit like Eurovision, and we're your Graham Norton. Yeah, so as you see, you've got Mr. MV there and Ken Bogard who will be taking you through who is going to be coming up and joining them on stage to be battling it out. Now, as Nims, you were saying, you're talking about, you know, Nintendo World Championship NES Edition and what it really means. It is accessible speedrunning, really, because, you know, I mean, I'm a speedrunner myself. I've been doing it for many years now, and it is an interesting hobby, I think, that can sometimes be a little bit misunderstood at times because it can seem like it's really, really difficult to get into. And, you know, I don't think it's actually that hard to get into, really. You play a game you really enjoy, and you find ways to get better at it and optimize it. And the key thing about Nintendo World Championships NES Edition is that it's about finding small ways to optimize little parts of the game, and that's how you do it. You do a little bit, and you do another little bit, and you do another little bit, and you build it up until you've optimized the majority of the game, and it really works for this kind of format.
Absolutely, and as you explained, Bowie, this is something where it brings a whole new spin on learning a game, essentially, or learning levels. Here, right now, we're seeing our first player joining us on the stage. This is Matthias. He is representing Germany from, I believe, the Rocket Beans group.
Yeah, Rocket Beans TV, yeah.
Yes.
I wonder, are they kind of like a part of a massive thing? Like, many years ago in Germany, there was a TV show called Game One, which was basically like almost like 24/7 game programming that unfortunately ended. And Rocket Beans is a company that kind of came out of the woodwork and kind of brought that back with a little like referential show, Game 2, and is continuing to make great content there. And the home favorite here from France, Minfos, coming up onto the stage there, or Mintos, sorry. Yeah, gonna be hopefully winning it for France today.
Yes, indeed. I think we're going to get straight into calling up our next player. We're just waiting for our presenters to call up the next player. Let's see who is coming onto stage next. We've had Germany, we've had France.
2 big countries within Europe.
Yes.
2 of them. Now here's a third.
Who is next? This, of course, is our player named Seto. Seto is representing Poland.
Oh, yes.
We've got quite the range of players here today.
Yeah, I mean,
all across Europe.
Yeah, I think one of these things is like, I think as you were saying earlier, you may know some of these players, you may not. Now, not all of them are, you know, dedicated hardcore speedrunners. They may be either speedrun, I guess, adjacent or have dabbled in it in places. But it's really wanted to kind of showcase that, you know, regardless of skill level, you can come into this game and you can find a way to like learn how to do these challenges and, you know, get a good time. Speaking of which, as Ray Bacon from Spain, España, makes his way to the stage to join his fellow competitors.
Yes, indeed. So Ray Bacon, of course, another player. And Bowie, as just to echo what you said, Bowie, some of our players are, of course, live streamers. They do content creation on many different platforms. They dabble a little bit, perhaps, in speedrunning. May it necessarily not be this particular title, but other titles as well.
Ooh,
but
from the UK.
Here we go.
It's the UK, Joseph himself, yeah. Has done a speedrun. He has done a speedrun. Ran one of the Final Fantasies, Final Fantasy X. You know, did a couple of runs to kind of get his feel for it and kind of see where he kind of like, you know, landed in speedrunning. Quite a long game to kind of open up with, but, you know, yeah.
And I should say, a fantastic artist.
Yes.
Very, very good artist. Excellent artwork. You can check him out online. Coming up next from Italy, I believe we have Viking Plays.
Yeah. Lovely
excellent
shirt.
Yeah. Sporting such an excellent shirt, perfectly for this championship we're about to see on stage. Who's next, Bowie?
Oh, well, I'm going to guess it's either going to be one of two, I think. There's only two left. We've got 6. I'm going to guess our Dutch player.
Okay. Is it the Dutch player?
We're going to find out. No, I don't think it is. No, it's our Swedish player. Yeah,
yes.
From Sweden, Annie Fuchsia, well known for MMOs and playing a nice wide variety. Excellent content there as well. If you are into your massively multiplayer online video games, then Annie Fuchsia's the one for you. Very, very good gamer. Had some nice chats this weekend and has been putting a bit of time into this game and definitely wants to do well today.
Yes, that is of course our final player. Representing the Netherlands, this is Samora.
Yeah, Samora.
Samora dabbles in quite a lot of variety of games. She live streams on Twitch and really does enjoy the variety of games in lots of different genres.
Yeah, I think variety gaming, as a person who's done my own streams and content creation, variety is one thing that is really hard to do, actually. People think, oh, you just play any old game, but I think to keep a variety of genres, you know, lifted up and played well and making it interesting is difficult. I'm mostly an RPG player, and so that's kind of what I focus on and what I enjoy, and I think if you know a genre, you can play around it so much better. Variety is hard.
Absolutely, Bowie. And with the Nintendo World Championships,
speaking of variety,
NES edition, exactly, the Stream Showdown, you are going to see a variety of speedrunning because there's going to be a variety of games.
Yes.
It's not just run. It's not just jump. It's not just take out an enemy. You're going to see such a variety in each of the different games we're going to go through in each stage of this Streamer Showdown. So all of our players have been practicing.
Yes, they have. And they've all been brought up onto stage now. So let's very quickly go through the general format for today. It's going to be broken up into 3 rounds. The first round starts off as a seeding round. Every single one of our players are going to individually do the very, very first challenge you must do in the game to get a whole kind of hang on the game, and that is, of course, mush zoom, which is mush zoom. Yes, the idea is to zoom forward and grab the very, very first mushroom in Super Mario Bros. 1. So obviously, World 1, Course 1, the very, very beginning of the game, grab that first mushroom. Seems simple. It's a very small fragment of time, but you can save and optimize so much time there.
Exactly, and you may hear us repeat this quite a lot, like a broken record, but the key elements with particularly, let's say, mush zoom, is pinpoint precision. Yes. When are our players going to hit that jump button? Are they going to go and attack an enemy, or are they just going to zoom past an enemy? Are they going to go straight for the goal? Are they going to go straight for jumping over? What exactly the technique, the strategy, the pinpoint precision of this particular challenge and all the other challenges you're going to see today? What are the techniques and routes that these players are going to take, which is going to really spice things up, I think, between them. So, yeah.
I was going to say, the really scary thing about the seeding round is that everyone only gets 1 shot at it.
Oh, God.
So, you know, now, the thing is, in speedrunning in practice, you get loads and loads of goes, but when it comes to competition or, like, doing a marathon run or something, you get 1 shot. So, everyone's been practicing. I think it's Matthias from Rocket Beans going first. He's sitting center, and he's going to be going to go and grab that mushroom ASAP. Here we go.
Here we go.
Very, very simple. Jumps over. Oh, misses the block. Gets the turnaround jump. And it goes underneath.
5.63. It's an A rank.
It's an A rank.
It's a good rank. It's a good rank. Of course, there are a variety of different ranks.
Amazing. There are, yeah. So obviously, the faster you get, it goes from A+, A++, S, which I believe for this one is actually sub 4 seconds. So it looks like Matthias is getting a second go. Ah! Oh, okay.
6.13.
Looks like he's getting another go. I was told it was only 1, but it looks like everyone's getting a few attempts to see what they can get.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. It gets turned around. There we go. Better.
Much better. We're warming up.
So the way it generally works with Super Mario Bros. 1, and I think if you haven't played this game again, this game came out in what, 1985, I think, in Japan?
1985,
87, I think, for Europe.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
Is that it is, if you played modern Mario games, you know, this was the first one they ever made. It plays a little bit differently than you might expect. There's a lot of momentum, there's a lot of inertia that is actually like a big part of this game. And, you know, learning that and getting a feel for it is kind of interesting. So that was Matthias's time. I think his best was like a 4.43. So.
Yeah, that was the A++, wasn't it?
Yeah. So that was 4.43 for Matthias, was his best.
Very good.
You can hear the crowd come alive there for their home favourite. Mintos sitting into the centre seat and will be our second player here to see how fast he can get the first mushroom in World 1 Course 1 of Super Mario Bros. In Mushroom.
All right. And as you said, Bowie, the precision is key here. So we saw with Matthias, he was a little bit wobbly at the beginning there, started to warm up. And playing something like this is quite high pressure with a live audience.
It is. It is.
So these guys are doing fantastic as well. It is already. Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay, gets a nice turnaround.
Nice.
Ooh, very nice. 4.03 first try.
Ooh, okay. Okay, Mintos.
Basks in the glory. Basks in the glory of the audience there. Gets another go, though, to see if he can get a little bit faster. Ooh, misses the shot. Okay, reset.
Resets.
Oh, hello.
Interesting jump there, a little bit too early.
Oh, it's just spaghetti.
Okay, we're just
spaghetti everywhere.
Now. We're just messing about.
It's not as easy as you think. You know, you have to like get everything right and. 4.16. 4.16. I think that's fair.
Still an S rank. Still an S.
Yes. So the best time was a 4.03.
Yes.
For Mintos there. So definitely number 1 on the board so far. Sub 4 is possible. The current best on the console that we're using there was 3.83. So we'll see as it looks like we have Seto sitting down now for our third player.
Seto, our Polish player. He's feeling a little bit wibbly. Oh, look, he says he's nervous. You got this, buddy. I believe. Come on.
It is scary. You know, you're sitting in front of a big audience. You know there's an audience at home watching, and you know you've been practicing for it, and now it's like it's do or die, really, isn't it?
Absolutely. Here we go. Straight in. Now, jumping technique is key here. Okay, takes out the Goomba.
Oh, doesn't get the turnaround though. Oh, has to run after it.
Okay.
5.51. Okay, or 5.6.
Yeah.
So he did do a very good. He did a different strat there to go for the short hop onto the Goomba to land lower to then get a very, very quick box. Now, is that faster overall? It comes down to comfort really, but we'll see if he can get it this time. Okay, goes for the wall stop. Turn around and it runs away.
Ooh.
Okay, I think he's got one more try. It seems like we're getting 5 good times to see what our best is. Yeah, you can see him taking that breath, taking that moment. You've done this before.
Straight with the forward B dash. Takes out the Goomba.
Oh, see, this is the thing. This is momentum and inertia. You want to try and get those, like, enough movement so that when you do the jump, you get that ability to get that height and then turn around and get that landing position.
Absolutely.
It's not as simple as just, like, holding that. There's a lot more to it. Turn around. Very nice. Oh, okay, 4.8.
Okay.
Slaps his knee. It was his best, but 4.8 looks like done there.
Okay.
For Seto, 4.8. I'll put that on my notepad.
Currently, our Mintos player still at the top of this board, but there's still plenty of players left. We're now moving on to our 4th player. It's going to be Ray Bacon from Spain.
Yes. So to clarify as well with the seeding, it's seeding to start. Everyone's going to get one go. The odd-numbered seeds, so 1, 3, 5, 7, they're going to go into Group A of the group stage.
Yep.
And then 2, 4, 6, 8, they're going to be going into Group 2 of the group stage. So that we're going to just make 2 sets of 4 for our semi-finals. So Ray Bacon up. He's going to be our 4th challenger.
Here we go, representing Spain.
Oh! Now, obviously, when you get the rewind, because you made an error, the timed... Oh! Missed the mushroom. It does still keep ticking.
Still keep going, yes.
So that, I guess that was his, like,
Goes
go there.
for a reset, okay.
Ding! Oh, see, this is possible.
Too early. Okay.
4.33. That is second place. If that's the best he's got there. That's second place. So, yeah, and you can see what he's trying to do, right? He's going to go for this very, very late jump to try and get the hit on the left side of the box. I'm going to quickly mention a very specific terminology here, which is obviously like a hitbox, right? Enemies and Mario here have a hitbox, and they're not perfect to the exact pixels and shape of a character or an enemy. So you can sometimes just get past it if you are waiting for the latest possible moment or frame. If you know that particular phrase, it looked like 4.33
was the best from Ray Baker there, out of one of his goes. Next up is Josepha. He is representing, of course, the United Kingdom. Looks very cool, calm and collected.
Yeah, so I've known Joe for a few years, I think for at least 4 or 5 years. Has been saying he wants to do well. Really, he's putting a lot of pressure on himself, but I know that he's practiced.
Beautiful.
4.16.
Okay.
Good for the first one. He takes a deep breath there. Not quite enough to be first ranked ahead of Mintos, but very good to begin with. Oh, he's tied him. 4.03 for both. Can he get that faster time? Oh, not quite the good turnaround.
No.
Not quite the good turnaround.
Goes again.
4.03. That's 2 players with 4.03. I didn't think. Oh, I got away from him.
Yes.
Okay, 4.03.
Both for Mintos and Joe, same times?
Yeah, that is a duel. Everyone was saying there's no way we're going to get a tie, and we get it in the seeding round, bro!
I mean, round 1, guys, round 1. I told you it was going to be crazy.
It's possible, it's possible. So here's the thing, right? I have seen speedruns that are tied to a millisecond in like multi-hour speedruns before.
Yeah.
It happens. You can just do as well as someone else. Who's next then? Who's got the controller?
It is.
Viking
Italian player, Viking plays.
Okay.
Come on, is that shirt going to give him some powers, guys? Is he going to get a top score here? We shall see.
Find out what's going on. MV there just making sure that everyone's ready to go. He's good. Viking plays.
Looks confident. Straight in with the B dash.
Goes for the big jump over. Very lovely. Oh, okay, now that is a nice technique to go over the first box, land, and try and get that low landing for the immediate jump up turnaround. Phrases. You can basically, again, it's all inertia. You can input things early and get these very lovely. Oh
no!
So he does the early speed and then he holds left early, and that tries to stop him to get the turnaround, right?
And the perfect precision of him landing on the ground. Wow! 4.16.
Yeah,
that is our second top score.
Yeah.
Goes for the same technique again.
Oh, a bit slower. Oh!
No.
If he didn't have to do the second jump, that would have been very, very nice. I think that's him done.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay. There we go.
So that was 4.16, I think.
Yes, 4.16 for Viking plays. That is our second best score at the moment. We're moving on to now Annie Fuchsia, representing Sweden.
Sverige.
Let's see if Annie has a different technique.
Yeah, obviously that's the thing. Like there are some, just going to quickly. Here we go.
Okay, jumps over. This is it.
It's one of those things.
Okay.
It can the inertia and the movement, the momentum can sometimes get to you. It's a very simple game, but there's a lot of like specificity to it. Almost gets that early box. 5.86 so far.
Yep. Just a little bit early there with the hitting of the block.
Yeah, trying to get this level. That's the thing. There's so much momentum in the game that counteracting the own momentum you put in with your jump.
Yeah.
Go for it there! The best time! 4.00 takes the lead! Woo! First place for Annie Fuchsia. First place for Annie Fuchsia.
Oh my goodness me!
Proving the well-known fact that the Swedish are the best at video games. It's one of those things we all know, you know?
Oh my goodness me. Okay, Annie.
First place. 0.03 ahead of Mintos and Josepha. Annie Fuchsia there with first place.
Wow, so that's our top score so far. Wow.
No pressure to follow there, Samora.
I mean, Samora representing the Netherlands. Come on, Samora.
Yeah. She's been saying she's been having a nice chill day, like putting a little bit of practice in, but not overdoing it to kind of get in her own head.
Yeah.
So it's nice to kind of just see how that kind of like early practice goes. For her, keeps it nice and simple.
Yes.
Hopefully, or maybe go for the really intense stuff. We'll have to see. 4 seconds is the time to beat. Are we going to get the...
Okay, we tried to go for a similar technique to Viking plays here.
It's sometimes one of those things. You want to just get a feel for how you're playing it and the buttons you're pressing.
Absolutely. Goes exactly once again. Okay, 5.6.
C'est glissant. C'est un glissant. Pour le moment, c'est tous ceux qui sont passés en bas. Bien.
Nice.
4.36,
It's a
yeah.
good score. It's a good score. Goes again.
Oh, yeah, got that. Unfortunately, it's going to be a slow one there. It happens. Not every single run of every one of these runs is going to be your best.
Yes.
But you know, it got a really nice time there. Well, I think it was a 4.36.
4.36. Yeah.
4.36. We do have a tiebreaker to open up the thing to find out between Joe and Mintos who is going to be second and third place. Because right now we have Annie in first, so she's going to be, we've got Annie in first.
Yep.
We've got fourth place is Viking plays, I think.
Yes.
Seto was 4.8, so he's 8th there. 7th for Matthias, 6th for Samara, and Ray Bacon in 5th. So this is for second and third.
Position,
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, perfect.
Mintos going again, representing France. Can he beat this score?
I honestly didn't expect a tiebreaker in the seeding round.
In the first round.
Did we have a contingency? Oh yeah, okay, cool. So this is one of our, we have a bunch that we're going to be doing. So we're going to go to a complete different game. We're going to Metroid, the very, very first Metroid, 1987, as you see. Not just a speedrunning game, but a history lesson as well. Very simple. Run left, jump over these blocks or this nice wall, and then grab the morph ball.
Grab the morph ball, yeah.
It's very, very hard. It can catch you off guard.
Mintos playing it nice and smooth here. Jumps down. Ooh, okay.
Okay,
It's okay, 5.3.
Absolument pas faire de saut lunaire pour y arriver. Et ça, c'est le plus dur. Dès que tu fais
Oh yeah, he knew. Like if you don't get up, you don't start that spin jump and just kind of land on that bottom bit.
no.
You can see he's just falling. His feet just aren't getting there.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. That is like, it's pixels. It's a difference of pixels, and it's the difference of like seconds because of an error like that.
Yeah.
You know, tiny margins for error when it comes to optimizing and speedrunning.
Okay, 4.40.
4.40 was Mintos's second tiebreaker time.
Yep.
Joe will be looking to beat 4.4 seconds.
Okay, Joe's ready. Here we go. Quite simply, get the morph ball. And as Bowie, you did mention, jumping is so precise in this particular game, and falling is very different. It can get you there quicker, but jumping, of course, is... Here we go.
5.98. We saw the end of a run there, so it's okay. It's okay. Let's see if he can get those fast, quick jumps and land it. 3.86. It's done. Second place goes to Josepha. We're going to keep doing some more just to see if he can flex it. Oh, S rank.
3.78.
S rank. There we go.
Very nice.
Which means that Group 1, first, third, fifth, and seventh are Annie, Fuchsia, Mintos, Ray Bacon, and Matthias from Rocket Beans TV.
And then our second, fourth, sixth, and eighth player,
Seto, Samora, Joe, and Viking plays.
Viking plays. Okay, we will get. I believe these scores are just being calculated at the moment. Our host on stage is just making sure that all the times are calculated. And once we have all of our calculations, our players will be informed which group that we're going into. As we move into the second round of our group stage, we'll start with a Group A and then followed by Group B.
Yes, so in our group stage, we do have two groups.
Yeah.
The top two from each group will be going through to the grand finals to see if they can win that final.
And here we go. There's the score on the board. Annie Fuchsia first in the semi-final there. Josepha in second. Mintos in third. Viking plays fourth. Ray Bacon fifth. Samora in sixth. Rocket Beans, who is Matthias, in seventh. And Seto, our Polish player, playing in eighth. So, as Bowie did mention, just want to make it absolutely clear to everybody, these players now will be divided into two groups. The first, third, fifth, and seventh player, Group 1. Group 2 will be the second, fourth, sixth, and eighth player.
Perfect. So the stage is set for a very exciting semi-final. So whilst we're getting ready for that and kind of going to be moving our players around, let's quickly break down the group stage.
Yes.
Because I believe both groups are going to be playing the same set of stages and speedrun challenges.
They are.
And so it is important that we kind of get that all done. So let's go through it. We're going to be going for the NES Cup 88 to 93.
Now, that's not that they're going to be playing 88 to 93 games, guys.
Correct.
That means we'll be here all day for that. That basically means that they will be playing titles that released between the years of 1988 to 1993, which is a very long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, 31 to 36 years ago. Some of you may have been here back then, and if, like myself, you were back then for the latter half of those those numbers. How's it going? Are you okay?
We'll just leave it at that. We'll just leave it at that. But of course, as we just said, guys, all of our players in each of their groups will be going through a set of 4 different game titles, 4 different challenges. These will be taken from games such as Super Mario Bros. 2, which is the overseas version, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, Super Mario Bros. 3, and Kirby's Adventure. Iconic titles I just mentioned there. And we're going to be seeing a variety of different challenges from each of these.
I wanted to quickly say that I think it's interesting that they picked Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link for this particular challenge because if you don't know much about the Zelda series, it's generally considered either a top-down series when you're looking at like the classics like A Link to the Past, the original Zelda, later games like A Link Between Worlds, or the Game Boy games as well. But then it also has this 3D element as well. But there is one game that is a little bit different from the rest, and that is Zelda 2, Adventure of Link, which generally has like a top-down overworld view, but when you go into villages, into caves, into dungeons, it becomes a 2D side-scroller, and it also has this kind of like mini RPG element where you can like get experience, level up your health, your magic, and your attack power. So it is a very different feeling game, and it kind of leads into the fact that these are looking at side-scrolling, but very different concepts of side-scrolling like classic games.
Absolutely. And putting all of our players through their paces, guys, this particular challenge pack ranges from difficulty levels of hard to master difficulty.
Yes.
So these players have been practicing. And of course, each of the games does require a different set of control skills. So it's not just simply run forward and jump. There will be different strategies, different, as we said before, pinpoint precision to be thinking about, different enemies, maybe practicing or remembering movement patterns from enemies, or where particular levels or particular rocks or areas that you need to jump on, etc. So it is really all about really learning these titles and understanding just the methodology of what exactly you need to do to get that top score or that top time.
Absolutely, and I think what's really interesting about because speedrunning is a thing, right? It can be considered quite hard to get into, as I mentioned earlier. But then again, what the Nintendo World Championships NES Edition does is that earlier we had a normal difficulty, right?
Yes.
And it always one of those things where as you complete challenges, you can slowly and surely unlock harder and harder ones. So you start at the simple stuff and you get harder and harder and harder. So as you get more comfortable with a particular game's control scheme, you start to understand what the game's asking of you as a player. And really, a lot of speedrunning can be considered a bit of a knowledge check, an understanding of the game. It is about learning how to play it to such a strong degree, and it spoon feeds it to you in such a way. And I think then you have to start thinking about, when it comes to optimization, there's a second level to it, right? And I don't want to like go into this too much because it might be quite a lot to kind of like take all in, but specifically on the second map we're doing, or the second challenge we're doing, cliff jumping, which is from Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, which is essentially you run from left to right and you have to get across the, jump past these bubbles that are flying up. But if you kind of if you take like say 3 seconds to get past the first couple of bubbles, the next bubble will be at a certain height. But if you take 2 seconds to get there, it'll be lower down because you got there sooner. So the bubble's not as high. And it changes the way you have to interact with that moment. The challenge changes. As you get better, the game changes, and you have to find a new way to beat it. And I really love that about speedrunning, the game will always find ways to push you, or to see, can you beat me?
And I think I absolutely think it's very important to mention for perhaps any of you guys who are watching at home that you may be familiar with speedrunning, but you may feel a little bit like, oh, this looks quite difficult. But as Bowie has explained, that there's a variety of different difficulty levels to play on Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. But the idea is it's encouraging you to then take on those higher challenges. So we encourage you to check out this title, and we encourage you to try as many of the different games that are on here, because as we said, it's all about learning different strategies, different techniques, and really honing in on looking at what exactly is happening in particular titles that we are going to be showcasing today.
Yeah. And everyone's going to have their own comfort, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when I picked the game up and I was giving it a go, I found that, I'm a fan of Zelda. I mean, so when I was playing The Legend of Zelda and Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, I breezed through those challenges personally because I'm so confident and experienced with the. Oh, come on.
Okay.
I did okay. It was simple for me. But then I played Super Mario Bros. 1 again, and I was like, I don't know how to play this game anymore. I struggled so hard.
Yeah, it is.
I
Some
got
of these challenges, as we're going to see, I want to give a little bit of an element of surprise for our viewers watching at home.
I did give one away.
Yes.
Sorry.
But there will be some real surprises that you'll see later on. And it'll be, in fact, beside the element of surprise of what our players will be playing, it'll be really cool and really interesting to see, as we've seen already, the different strategies that our players take. What type of rhythm-based jumping or dashing through or attacking enemies, not attacking enemies, avoiding them.
Or taking damage.
Yes.
Because there is a little phrase called damage boosting.
Yes.
In classic games, enemies would normally knock you in a direction. And now you can actually utilize that to actually get through things faster.
Absolutely. And just to remind everybody again, we're now going to go into our group stage. Our players have been dividing into two groups of 4. And the top 2 players from each of our groups will then move on to the grand final stage.
Yes.
So I believe this is our Group A coming on. We, of course, have Anna Fuchsia, Mitos, Ray Bacon, and Matthias. So it's Sweden, France, Spain, and Germany.
Yes. Yeah. Oh.
This was our first, 3rd, 5th, and 7th, wasn't it?
It was indeed, yes. It was indeed. So we will now reveal the challenges.
Here we go. First up is...
we should mention that there are multiple ways to play this game.
Yes.
So at home you can have 1 to 8 players playing at the same time. And if you go online using Nintendo Switch Online, you will be able to play 1 player, but you get to play with people online as well. There's like loads of online modes. So we're playing party mode.
We are playing party mode.
Which does allow the multiplayer.
Yes, and in party mode, this particular challenge pack is called the NES Cup 88 to 93, as we mentioned earlier. These titles range from their release dates, which was 1988 to 1993. We're going to go straight into our first match. I believe our players are ready to go. We're just waiting on our presenters. They're making sure that everything is set. We are going to go to the Desert Dash Challenge, which is taken from Super Mario Bros. 2. We're then going to go into a challenge called Cliff Jumping, which is taken from the Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. We then are followed by 1-1 of a Kind, taken from Super Mario Bros. 3. And then finally, 1-1 and done.
From Kirby's Adventure.
Kirby's Adventure.
And what's really nice as well, if you actually have a look at the visual on screen that you can see on the main stage, it says at the top 8 minutes for the overall pack, and then it tells you roughly how long each challenge actually is.
Yes.
And I really, really, really like that, because it's like, well, this challenge is only a 30-second challenge. This challenge is a 10-second challenge. So if it's one of those ones where you want to try and put a bit more of like time into a thing, it's very nice that it gives you all that information. You know how long this challenge is roughly set to take, so you can give that, if that's like an average, going below that is really good. Going behind that means you want to try and work out a few more of those strategies, try and get that time down. And I just really, really like that it kind of curates this kind of like time for you.
Yeah, and it also actually even shows you the difficulty level for each of these challenges. So we're going to start off, most of these are on a hard difficulty, but the 1-1 and done is considered a master difficulty, depending on which player is playing. So it does give you a very vast amount of information before you take on any of the challenges, just to give you an idea of what you're getting yourself into. And of course, our players have been practicing.
Yeah.
They have knowledge of this particular challenge pack. It's just going to be really interesting to see. They're conversing at the moment, talking about, I believe, something. I don't know what.
I think we're getting ready to start.
Okay.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Here we go. Oh,
so here we go. Yeah,
Mintos has already pressed A to start up, I think.
Oh, I think everyone's got it ready up, and then it will give us our countdown for 3, 2, 1. As you can see, you are looking at the overseas edition of Super Mario Bros. 2, and we're going to be running Toad all the way across through the course and entering the pyramid at the end. So off we go. Everyone took damage from that one. Everyone can't get past his first enemy.
Mintos has picked it up and just ran off with it.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, that was a big part of Super Mario Bros. 2 overseas version, was the fact you could pick up enemies and use them as weapons, and was a big part of the mechanics.
Takes damage again. Anifusia there, a little bit of a rewind. First place for Mintos, second for Rocket Beans, Matthias player. Ray Bacon in third, Anifusia in fourth.
No, that looked a bit odd. It seemed like Anifusia had celebrated a little bit early. Just to, yeah, we'll have to confirm that.
Okay.
But yeah, so these are the points. Now, obviously, time will be added together for all of the events, and we'll basically have our top 2 based on where they had finished and their total time for all of the events as well.
Yes, indeed. I believe we're just calculating the scores.
Yeah, you can see the points there. Yeah.
I think after that it's 12 points, then 10, and then 5, isn't it? I believe.
I think that's what I saw on the screen.
Yes.
But yeah, getting ready for our second one as well. So that took about, yeah, as you see, 30 seconds for everyone to get through that.
Yes.
On time.
Okay, I believe we are just waiting on our players to be ready. Once again, Mintos took first place in that particular round.
Very, very quick. I mean, it was weird that everyone got caught by the first snake.
Yeah.
But I say weird. Sometimes it happens. But tricky one. I think they were all trying to go for that there's like a thing where you can do in Super Mario Bros. 2 where you kind of you can jump and you can kind of crouch whilst jumping, kind of pick up on the way through. It's like a really smooth combination of all the mechanics.
Sorry, just to clarify, 15 points to the top player, second player gets 12, third gets 10, and the fourth gets 9. Right. So there we have our first set of points. I think we're just waiting to clarify everything for all of our players. We then should be moving on to our second challenge, the cliff jumping challenge from Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. We're just making sure that everybody is all good to go. Now, as you said, Bowie, there, interesting that some of them took the hit from some of the enemies there. Some of them, as Mintos, just picked up and just carried on walking with the enemy.
I mean, when you have a certain amount of, because I guess if you're small, you only have like 1 HP, and in the next hit, you lose you lose your go and it's game over. I think if you have enough HP to survive 1 hit, always, and it's going to help, go for it. You just run straight through an enemy. Don't bother jumping. It's going to be too much hassle. Just crack on.
Yes, indeed. I think we're good to go. I'm seeing smiles. Ray Bacon looks very happy.
Yeah, he's enjoying himself.
Here we go. We're all ready. Cliff jumping, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Bowie, the challenge.
Yes, indeed. Yes, as we say, run left to right, get over these bubbles that are going up, and depending on the speed that we get to go past this one, Mintos, it looks like, falls down. There's a couple of damage boosts from Ray Bacon, and if you're making our way through over the bubbles to the final.
Speeding through Anifusia here, makes it
straight through.
S rank, 11.50 score, top 15 points there. Ray Bacon in second, 12 points there with a 12.08 seconds timer. Third place for Matthias here, Rocket Beans, with a 14.91. Mintos still trying to get there. You've got to watch out for those bubbles.
Okay, there we go.
And
right, got it through.
29.95 with a 9-point score.
S rank for Anifusia had been focusing on that one. I do recall her saying that, she's a big fan of the Zelda series, and so, maybe kind of, has a little bit of that confidence and that understanding of the game already, and it's worked out. S rank.
Absolutely. And it was interesting there that, for Mintos perhaps was trying and speed through and jump, but didn't quite get the timing right for jumping on each of the platforms. And of course, you can attack the bubbles if you wanted to, but our players just simply chose to avoid them and then move forward. But of course, attacking bubbles as well could potentially give you a hindrance on your timing. Anifusia there, as you saw, breezed through that and got herself a nice top score, an S rank as well. That's going to change the scores up a little bit. Yeah,
we're going to see. Obviously, the total will be shown at the end of the pack. But we're going into our third challenge here, one of a kind, I believe, as we go into Super Mario Bros. 3.
Yes, indeed.
Now, the unique thing about Super Mario Bros. 3 is the addition of this P meter, which obviously, as you gain more speed and momentum, you have the ability to do these massive jumps. Everyone's fell down. Everyone's struggling with this staircase.
Okay. Yes, but you're absolutely correct. With that P meter, you then pick up that top speed dashing right across the stage, right across the course, sorry. First place taken by Matthias, Rocket Beans. Second for Mintos. Third for Anifusia, Ray Bacon in fourth.
Yeah, I didn't quite see the one thing that kind of put Ray Bacon a bit behind, but everyone was kind of like having a very similar moment on the stairs where they were trying to get a landing on the left side and get that immediate instant jump back over, but I feel like they were just missing the timing, and that was causing them to fall into the hole. What's nice as well about the Nintendo World Championships NES edition is that when you do make an error, as you've seen, you may have seen it already. Either you take a hit or you fall and you can't continue. The game rewinds back to a previous point. So you can try and correct your error, and it will put you to that point until you kind of find a way through it. So it allows you to kind of like make those micro changes that you might want to make to kind of like go, oh well, okay, so I didn't quite get this. I'm going to have another go at it. That does work. That didn't. That kind of stuff. So.
Yep, so of course, as we said, that was one of a kind. Our third challenge, taken from Super Mario Bros. 3. We're going to move straight into our next one, which is called 1-1 and Done, taken from Kirby's Adventure. Quite simply, playing as Kirby, you must enter the door at the goal.
Yep. It's a pretty simple one in terms of like the idea, but again, this is a very different game to Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario Bros. 1. Obviously, Kirby controls completely differently. The B button doesn't make Kirby dash.
No.
It makes Kirby inhale, and that slows him down. So it's a completely different control set.
And of course, as you can see here, with Kirby's jump ability and floating across, that can potentially hinder your top score or getting that fast time that you may want, because it does actually slow Kirby down quite a bit.
Ray Bacon taking a hit from an enemy, which kind of was knocking him all over the place, so a bit late in getting into that door. Rocket Beans having a bit of a moment there, but does get past his enemy as Annie Fuchsia looking to go through to the final screen. Rocket Beans is in though.
First place.
A+ for Rocket Beans. And if you should just gets the jump over those enemies, looking to get across the lake here, but
watch out!
Getting caught by all these hits.
Okay, jumps over.
Oh gosh, no, Ray Bacon can't get in. And if he's just falling in as
Ray
well.
Bacon is second. Okay, Mintos, Annie Fuchsia, who is third? It's
No. Annie Fuchsia can't get into the door though. This last enemy being tricky and zooming off.
Okay, there we go.
There we go, we're done.
We got it. We completed it. We completed it.
Matthias, though, from Rocket Beans TV, doing an excellent job getting first place there. The only player to finish under a minute in that one. Other players had a couple of issues here and there. Looking at the scores! Bring it on screen! Bring it on screen! Yes. It's so close! Look at that!
Oh! Wow, 50 points to Rocket Beans, which now takes Rocket Beans, aka our Matthias player, into the next round. I believe our second player was with 49 points, which is, of course, Annie Fuchsia.
From Sweden?
Yes.
Good job, excellent. Very, very close as well. 1 point in it for the first and second.
Very close.
But there was a bit of a kind of a point lead there. Commiserations, of course, to Mintos and to Ray Bacon. Played very, very well, but a couple of those stages, just, you know, those little tricks and like time saves here and there. Couldn't quite be won, but they played very, very well. But of course, they will bow out of the competition here in the semi-finals.
Absolutely. It was really close for all of our players. Very, very different scores, and depending on which particular game they were playing. Some of them stronger in different challenges, some stronger than others. That Kirby, I mean...
Yeah, so... Everyone, I'm not going to say who, but everyone apart from one player said, this is the hardest challenge.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, because I think Kirby's Adventure is a very different game in terms of like side-scrolling platform. It plays it so differently.
Yeah.
And for a first stage, you saw how many enemies were there.
There's a lot of enemies.
So it's a little bit of it's quite a tricky one. I mean, it's why it's a master rank, isn't it?
Absolutely, perfectly put. I mean, and of course, I think as well, this is what's going to put our players through their paces, because you start to play a variety of different games in this. You start to develop a sense of controls for particular games, but Kirby's controls really spice things up, because you now have obviously the jump floatability. You can, of course, take out enemies if you wish to. You can avoid the enemies. Jumping with that particular challenge, I personally feel, is only if you absolutely necessarily need to.
Yeah, it's a really weird thing, isn't it?
It's just one of those things where you got to think about, if you're trying to get that top score, that top time, you got to watch out. But Bowie, we're moving into a Group B.
Yep.
Our other four players, we have Josefa from UK, Viking plays from Italy, Samora from Netherlands, and Seto from Poland. We're going to be doing the same challenge pack. which is, of course, as again, for those of you guys watching at home, is the NES Cup 88 to 93. This is in the party mode of Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. We're going to be playing the 4 same challenges again. Let's see how these guys do. Are we going to see similar strategies?
This is the thing.
Have they been watching what just happened on Kirby's Adventure and particularly going to think, am I going to go for a different strategy here?
Yeah.
Let us check it out. Back to Desert Dash from Super Mario Bros. 2.
Indeed. Now, so the thing I wanted, like, as you were saying, you know, then we're going to be different strategies, hopefully. I mean, there are, because there's, you know, a lot of these strategies are kind of very, very, like, interesting snippets of game.
Yeah.
That, you know, these can be optimized only to a point, right? So there will always be, you know, this kind of goal time to go for, you know, will these players have looked at those, like, precise times and tried to recreate the world record times, the fastest times out there? Or are they going to go for something, you know, that the community tends to call these safety strats? You know, these things that you know aren't the fastest, but they're fast enough and they're easier to pull off than the harder strats. Strategies. Strats, sorry. I'm getting in. But yeah, the idea that you have, you know, harder versus easier executions of certain like techniques, you might want to just scale back the time, but guarantee you'll get it. Because if you go for a difficult like technique or a difficult like approach and you fail it, you'll lose time. You know, but you want to try and save that time.
Yeah, and I also do believe that some of our players do have, of course, being content creators and live streamers as well, there is that element of showmanship. They want to show a bit of flair and a bit of, like, entertainment for everybody, like you guys watching at home, and, of course, the live or studio audience that is watching at the moment. So trying to find that balance is going to be interesting. As we saw from some of the plays from Mintos in the previous rounds, there was an element of showmanship I could see there. He was trying to do a little bit of flexing, you know, which we appreciate.
He had the home crowd cheering for him as well.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Wanted to really put on a nice show.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like we're all ready to go. We've seen it, and off we go. 3, 2, 1, your second semi-final.
Let's get that toad in the pyramid. Here we go. Okay, takes a hit. Seto takes a hit from the get-go. Nobody opting to carry the enemy to the pyramid. Okay, Samura goes for it.
Yeah, so there is this thing. You can see how fast actually you can kind of like sometimes run by carrying an enemy.
So in first place there with 19.73. Viking plays in second, and Joseph in third. Samura almost there at the pyramid with 28.38.
I did like the idea, but I think the big difference there was Samura took a little bit of time to get the to get the enemy. Did go fast when she had it, but yeah, there's the trade-off. You know, you make a risk and see how it plays out.
Yeah.
Didn't work for Samura there, but you know, 3 more rounds to go. These are the choices you make when speedrunning.
Absolutely, it's anyone's game at the minute. Seto, of course, in the lead at the minute with that first position. We're going straight back to cliff jumping, Bowie.
Yes.
Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Are we going to pop some bubbles?
I mean, most people are going to be just looking for those perfect jumps and those damage boosts.
Okay. All at similar pace here at the minute, trying to avoid.
Everyone's doing this. The early wait on the first bubble because it makes everything so much simpler afterwards.
Player 2 takes the tumble. Player 1 takes the tumble here. I believe that is Joe.
Oh! I didn't see that!
A double.
I want a replay! They've matched it!
11. Another tie break again, Bowie.
That's amazing.
Another tie break again.
And they both got 15 points. Amazing that they're an absolute tie in the Legend of Zelda Adventure of Link, or Zelda 2 Adventure of Link.
Yes.
Nice stuff there. Honestly, I had a moment where I didn't even see it there. I was too busy I was having a look elsewhere. This is the hard thing when you've got 4 players playing at once.
Straight into one of a kind, Super Mario Bros. 3. Here we go. Here's the course. Let's get to it.
Ooh, didn't quite get the jump over the piranha plant there, so playing...
Player 4 breezing through here. Look at this momentum. Up into the sky, goes into the clouds, hits the Koopa. Beautiful play.
Very nice.
Beautiful
very
play.
Nice.
14.25. Who is going to take that second place, Bowie?
I don't know. It looks like it's our player 3. I haven't got their names right there. I believe, from what I saw in practice earlier, I think Josepha might be player 4 because I saw that exact strat from Joe's practice earlier in the weekend. But yeah, I think. I don't know. But yeah, 14 seconds versus 35. There's a big difference. Making sure that you're optimizing that speed, getting up into the clouds with that massive high jump, because the P meter increases your speed, it increases your jump height. Managed to get all the way up into the sky.
Yes, absolutely.
Really nice.
45-point lead for our player 4. I believe that is.
I'm assuming.
I think
don't
it is.
know.
We're not too sure at the moment. But yeah, there is a strong lead for our first player. For the second player to qualify for our grand final round. This could change everything as we move into our next challenge. The, of course, 1-1 and done challenge taken from Kirby's Adventure. Playing as Kirby, players must enter the door at the goal.
Yeah, and there are three screens on the first stage, the very first level of Kirby's Adventure. And yeah, you know, trying to find your way around all of the enemies, try and mitigate the slower nature of Kirby's movement, because again, jumping and inflating and all that kind of stuff can make him, and inhaling can make him quite slow. But there are loads of tiny little techniques and tricks that, you know, some of you who have played Kirby's Adventure and know maybe some of the speedruns might know this. I'm not going to go into major detail, but there are ways in which to increase your speed. Slopes you can kind of use to kind of like get a bit of like a boost of speed, and we'll see if any of our players go for those kinds of techniques.
And it is about maintaining the momentum.
Yes.
So if you maintain that momentum in this particular challenge, you're set to win this. And as Bowie had mentioned, fun little fact, this game did release on the 1st of May, 1993. Long time ago.
I'm older than that.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. We're not going to reveal any ages today, guys. We're here to talk about some speed running showcasing on the stage at the minute. I believe we're asking some questions from some of our players.
Yeah, my French isn't the strongest. I do apologize. I'm
going to say they're asking your favorite character.
What's your favorite Nintendo character?
Kirby. Obvs.
Really?
Yeah, I love Kirby.
Didn't know that.
I love Kirby. How can you not love Kirby?
I never said I didn't. I was surprised he was your favorite as well.
No, I love Kirby. Oh, we're having a bit of conversation.
Don't worry about
mine.
looking
at the points here,
My favorite
45, 36. Actually, I'm apologizing. Who is your favorite character? I was trying to be a professional commentator here, okay? I was trying. Who is your favorite character, Bowie?
Thank you very much for asking me. That's very kind of you.
I think it's pretty obvious by the Zelda pin that you're wearing on your shirt.
I do like Link, although I think... I mean, is it obvious to say Link? Because I do like Princess Zelda. I think she's great.
Well, we're going to have to pause that.
Sorry.
We're going to go straight to our next challenge. As we mentioned, 1-1 and done. I think our players are all ready to go.
Good.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay. What's the strategy here? What are we doing?
Oh, interesting. Joseph got a damage boost from the first enemy, and because when you take a hit, you can't take one for a while.
Yes.
He got through the next enemy. Very nice.
Straight through to the next area.
Some more there. Just try these floats. You can see there the slower speed of Kirby's jumping there.
They can hinder your timing. Straight through to Joseph in the lead.
Seto with the slide speed ups. Very nice. You see him going to do it there. Big little dash.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Very nice, Seto.
Real maintaining that momentum here. We have our first place. Joseph at 32.05. It's an S rank. 15 clear points there to our UK player. Viking plays in second at 39.86. Who is going to be our third and who is going to be our fourth?
Yeah, some more there going into the second door as Seto gets clipped before he gets to the door. Is there going to be enough time for Samura to get back and take third place? Oh, no. Seto gets over and in.
Okay. All we've got to do is get a completion here from Samura.
Yep.
You got this. You got this.
Gets the jump over. There's the final door. Have to be careful of this final enemy. Nice. Away, straight in. Lovely time there. Lovely time.
Okay.
With a 109 finish, but again, yeah, Joseph there with a 32-second finish, and Viking plays 39. Good stage from those two.
So let's take a look at these final scores once they've been tallied up. I think we do definitely know one particular player who is through to the grand final. Just need to convert and see who is the second player. I believe it is Joseph from the UK, and Viking plays from Italy.
Yep.
60 points for Joseph.
That is 4 first-place finishes in those swings.
Crazy.
Grinding those stages out.
Crazy points. Viking plays with a very strong 48. Samura and Seto with very, very good
They were
scores
so
here.
close to each other as well,
40
yeah.
and 38. They are very, very good scores here for our players. They are now, of course, we've decided, as we now have our top 4 players, our top 2 from Group A, our top 2 from Group B. We're going to then head straight into our grind final. But before we do that, not straight away, no, absolutely not. We are now going to be taking a very short break, everybody watching at home. Don't go anywhere, or if you do need to go anywhere, perhaps go get yourself a drink, rehydrate, get yourself ready, because this grand final is definitely not one to be missed. We're going to be seeing some real speed running action.
Yeah, of course, we have the best two players from both groups. So we have 4. We've got Annie Fuchsia, Matthias from Rocket Beans, Josepha and Viking Plays are your 4 finalists, and they will be engaging in that grand final just after this short break, as Nims mentioned. So we will be right back, and we'll see you very, very shortly.
See you in a bit.
Ladies, gents, everyone watching at home, welcome back to the Nintendo World Championships NES Edition Streamer Showdown, live from Paris Games Week in Paris, France, if you would have guessed it. My name is Bowie. Again, I'm still with Nims. We are here for the final now. We've gone from 8 eclectic streamers down to 4 still eclectic streamers.
Yes.
A variety of backgrounds, a variety of games played by them personally and in Nintendo World Championships NES Edition, which brings together 13 classic titles from the original Nintendo Entertainment System, NES.
Absolutely, Bowie. Beautifully put again. Well done. That's very, very good. I enjoyed listening to that. So, guys, we will be going into our grand final. We've had our seeding round. We then, of course, had our group stage. We then, as Bo explained, we went from our 8 players down to our top 4 players. We took the top 2 players from Group A. We took the top 2 players from Group B. These guys will now be coming back onto the stage very, very shortly and taking on our grand final challenge pack. Again, taken from the party mode. This particular pack,
it's cool.
Very, very well put, this title, isn't it? It is called the Ultimate Speed Run. Yes, indeed. Perfectly put. I think that unison was exceptional.
Of all the speed runs, this is the ultimate.
Yes. So welcoming back onto stage, representing the UK, we have Josepha. Representing Italy, we have Viking Plays. We have Anna Fuchsia representing Sweden, and Matthias representing Rocket Beans from Germany.
Yeah, it's been really, really good to see such excellent video game ability on display, and they're going to go up against. So we've had normal, we've had hard, we've had master. Now it's time for 3 legend rank challenges in Nintendo World Championships NES Edition.
Yes.
It's a long name. So again, some of these games you may have seen before, some of these games we haven't seen yet today, but they are going to be longer, wider challenges, more segments of game. So this is what it's all building up to. As I was saying earlier, you get these small, bite-sized challenges that teach you about a moment in a game, a screen of a dungeon, and all these kind of small moments that you build and build and build until you attempt to do an entire world in Mario, multiple worlds in a Mario game, you know, or, you know, several stages in, you know, I don't know, let's say Kid Icarus, for example.
Yeah.
You know, different challenges, different lengths, different ways to flex your gaming ability.
Absolutely. And these challenges that you're about to witness, these guys have been practicing, and we're going to see some... Yeah, we hope. But you are about to see some real rehearsed, practiced, strategized speedrun play from these players, because these are not very simple challenges.
No.
They are, as we put it before, legendary difficulty levels. Going into the first challenge, match 1, this is called Kong Crusher.
Must crush the Kong.
Yes.
Donkey Kong. In which game?
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong, with
Exactly.
Jumpman, the original name for Mario.
Fun factoid there for you.
Very much
See?
indeed.
Educational as well.
Yeah,
guys.
exactly. History lesson. And yeah, the idea is to complete the first 3 stages. Now, you know, these are old games. They've been around for a long, long time, and people have been playing them for a long time.
They have.
And sometimes, and I'm going to gloss this very quickly, sometimes we find, you know, that you can play games in certain ways, and what's really, really cool about the Nintendo World Championship NES Edition is that it will always keep you on the right path for, like, you know, how you're meant to kind of like optimize this game. You know, sometimes it's like, for example, in one of these stages, we'll talk about it when we get there, but there are some ways that just like aren't as doable. Nice jump there over the barrel, another jump.
Play here.
Waits for the
So
barrel.
for anybody watching at home that may not be familiar with Donkey Kong, this particular challenge involves Mario, the original name Jumpman, as we mentioned. Players must clear levels 1, 2, and 3. Getting to the top of all of these ladders.
So the idea is obviously you want to make it to the princess, it's not princess, and save her, obviously the damsel in distress. And each stage has a different kind of layout, as you can see, and they'll have different challenges. You know, different things that are standing in your way, preventing you from crossing and getting there. And it's all about finding that fastest time or trying to push these straps to the edge. We have everyone approaching stage 3. And if you're just getting clipped there by a bouncing spring,
It's tough, but it's a tough one, this one. You've got to watch out for of course, the attacks that the Donkey Kong is throwing at you. And of course, picking the right path of ladders trying to get to the top as well. There, of course, are items on this course as
Pauline,
well.
sorry, it's Pauline.
Yes, it is, yeah, Pauline.
Sorry. Sorry, Pauline.
There are, of course, items you can pick up, such as the hammer.
Yep.
But we do have a first place here. Viking plays 1 minute and 26.16 seconds. It is an S rank. Gives him the 15 points. Who is going to be our second place player? Joseph here opting for the hammer item here.
Yeah, but had to
Tries
wait a
get
little
to the
bit
top.
of time. Okay,
Gets second, okay. Trying to get our third and fourth place here. Rocket Beans, our Matthias player in third, 1.50.41. And if you just need to complete it to get that.
Oh, and fell
position.
down. Yeah, that's the thing.
Careful.
You don't want to fall down. That's the thing. You do. It is a game over for that. So you need to try and jump over those points. Does get it though. It's a long one, you know, 126 for our quickest, 203 for our slowest clear there. It's, yeah, it was not all that big time difference, you know. 2 minutes is...
It's okay, because it's only the first challenge. Viking plays, of course, in the lead now with 15 points. Josepha with 12 in second, Matthias in third, and Fuchsia in fourth with 9. Now we're going to move swiftly into the next
Speedrun
challenge in, of course, our ultimate speedrun challenge pack.
I like this one personally.
The next one is called World 1 Wizard. Now, Barry, because you love it so much, what do our players need to do?
Well, World 1 Wizard is pretty much how it sounds. You need to defeat or can clear World 1 of Super Mario Bros. 3.
That's it.
Which means, you know, the quickest way to get through all of those levels, get to the castle, defeat the boss, and save the king, who's been turned into a dog, I believe.
Yes.
But yeah, so it's going to be, yeah, again, earlier we saw, you know, one of a kind being done earlier by our players who are going to be going through this first stage really quickly, using the P jumps to go as fast as they can. But, you know, it's not just this one stage they now have to do. They have to do every other stage. Now, even though Josepha had a bit of an iffy start, he still finishes first. Such a clean 1-1, despite the couple of errors. The technique was good enough to keep him ahead of the rest of the pack. Now, well, I'm going to introduce a very, very quick thing that some of you may have heard of, some haven't, but it's colloquially known as RNG, the random number generator, the random nature of a game, the things that can change and are different every single time. On the world map, because you've got to go through multiple stages, there are hammer bros who might get in your way.
Absolutely.
And you have to think, that's going to cost you some time if one player gets hammer bros in their way and the other player doesn't. That might change the way it goes. That's why it's a longer thing, to allow for that RNG to go up and down.
Okay, Josepha passing the second course, now into the third course here, breezing through. Excellent momentum being built up here for our UK player here. All of our other players kind of in a similar sort of area here.
Viking and Annie Future are on like almost neck and neck.
Neck and neck here. Rocket Beans almost just about getting into the third course. Josepha nicely clearing here, ducks down, excellent strategy here. Remembers how to play this particular course.
And he getting clipped by the rotating orb, down to 1 life left.
Okay, there we go. And Josepha clears the final course, I believe.
Yeah. Well, he's cleared the first. He's cleared the first castle, but you can see the hammer bros are in the way, so there's going to be a quick finish there. Just run underneath.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it can be quite quick. They get harder, like further into the game you get. But that was quite a simple one there. But a boss finish for Viking plays and for Annie Fuchsia. They've finished their castle. Do they get the hammer bros in their way though? That's the question. See, as you see there, Annie Fuchsia no hammer bros.
Yes, absolutely.
Yet.
Still in a very, very solid lead here, Josepha, in building up beautiful momentum, really speeding through all of the courses that we're seeing in this World 1. Does it again, moves swiftly on to the next course. Viking plays kind of behind here in second, just completes the course there again. Rocket Beans and Annie Fuchsia in similar positions here. So we're going to be interesting to see the third or fourth place completion perhaps.
Yeah.
Josepha once again breezing through, keeping that momentum really solid and strong, knows exactly what he's doing, utilizing, of course, ability. Oh no! Okay, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, it's again!
Okay. We've got to calm down. Calm down. A bit of the pressure.
So I think what's interesting is obviously Super Mario Bros. 3 is a later release in the series. It has more strategies and more techniques that are being built into the game. And we've seen, sliding down slides, being able to defeat enemies in your way, get a nice speed up is being utilized a lot. Now Rocket Bean's he gets the full P meter with the Tanuki Mario. You can also do this. You can do Fly or Raccoon Mario. Yeah. That isn't the Tanuki, but doesn't get the height he needs.
Okay, Joseph almost there. Easily makes it onto the ship.
Yeah, the airship going, yeah.
There we go. Viking plays, trying to take up, of course, the Hammer Bro there. Gets the star power.
Yeah, it seems like Annie Fuchsia fell a little bit behind there. Rocket Beans, Matthias from Rocket Beans having a pretty nice run. Both Annie Fuchsia and Rocket Beans have to go for their Hammer Bros.
Yeah.
And you can see now they are going to be told by Toad, you need to save the king. And onto the airship we go.
And Joseph really paying attention here to dodging the cannonballs and, of course, the bullet bills that are flying around on this ship.
Yeah. It's also nice to see the inputs, to see that Rocket Beans is furiously mashing A.
Yeah.
And the B right for that running jump. It's also nice to see inputs because you learn a lot from learning what you input and what you might want to do differently to make it not, if you make an error with your input, what might you do differently? I think it's a really nice thing to have the input viewer there.
Yes, and as you can see there, Joseph taking out Larry Cooper. There we have it. Nicely done.
Grassland defeated. Joseph would, if he was playing the full game, move on to World 2. Yep. However, this is just World 1 Wizard. That's all you're going to get.
There we are.
Practicing and doing it there. S rank.
Beautiful. 4.41.93 and S rank. Top 15 points go to Joseph, our UK player. Our other players, Viking place, now taking the second place. Annie Fuchsia just landing into Larry Cooper here. Rocket Beans battling Larry Cooper, just takes out Larry Cooper, as you can see.
Oh gosh, a little bit tricky for Annie, getting caught in this rotation of getting hit here.
There we go. I think we have as we can see, Viking place in second.
Yeah, now, the interesting thing about this, as we're finishing up and we're going to get our final times for all of our players here, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Viking Plays came first in the first challenge.
He did.
Joseph came second in the first challenge.
Yes.
These two are now neck and neck.
They are indeed, because there is one challenge left.
Scary.
Okay, here we go. Fourth place, 5.34.85. Still very, very good ranks and very, very good times here from all of our players. A+, 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 and an S rank.
Yeah.
It's not easy. This challenge, as we said, is a legendary difficulty challenge. You really have to understand and learn this particular challenge on Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. Yeah.
I think the thing is really good about this again is that this is not just these challenges aren't just plucked out at random. It is kind of it is essentially the process of learning a speedrun. It gives you the tools to learn how to, and then it basically builds you up to this legend rank here is the goal. Doing World 1 of Super Mario Bros. 3 is the goal of the Super Mario Bros. 3 challenges. You learn all these techniques that builds up to this big thing. And so, yeah, you learn technique. Now, anyway, speaking of big challenges, this is the big one. This is Mario Master.
Absolutely.
And this is, our players must complete the entire game. Super Mario Bros. 1 must be completed in its entirety, and they are going. What does this mean, everyone? Now, if you go to World 1, Course 2, and you do not take the warp pipe to get you to 4-1, the game will go, no, you cannot complete the challenge within the time limit if you do that. So this is, everyone knows that the warp pipes are built in.
Yeah.
That's how you get through this game quickly. You go from 1-2 to 4-1. You then go from 4-2 to 8-1. Then you can make your way all the way through World 8. Courses 1, 2, 3, and 4, and complete that game.
Yes, and it does state in the objective, before our players go into the Mario Master Challenge, the objective is use warp zones to clear World 8.
Yes.
So, as we can see here, Joseph very easily cleared the first 1 of 1 course. Now in 1-2, you will then now see what we are talking about when it comes to warp zones.
Very
You may
nice.
some players may not have seen them.
Yeah, that was super nice from Joseph in the early part, and same thing with Rocket Beans as well. Getting that, using the ceiling to kind of get the quick land onto the Koopa, then knocking the shell forward, getting rid of all the Goombas in the way, so you can just run straight through.
And there we go. As you can see on Joseph's screen, gets the ability straight onto the warp zones, heads to World 4-1.
And you can see the game as well staying up. It points
Yes.
up. Go up there. That's where you have to go.
Yep.
So again, very educational, telling you how to beat these games fast.
Absolutely. Viking plays following suit, and Fuchsia following suit. It is quite close between second, third, and fourth.
Now, 4-1's really interesting. If you have a look at some of our players jumping over, they will basically run and they will naturally jump over the piranha plants. You'd think they might get hit, but again, hitboxes are not always exactly the same size as a characters like Pixel or the size of the monsters, like or the enemies. They do have slightly different sizes, and so you can just jump over that naturally. It may look like you're going to get hit, but you're okay. This is how the game was intended to be played.
Absolutely, and they had to watch out for Lakito and these spinies being dropped from the sky. So enemies are going to get a bit more intense as we keep going ahead, as we try more and more to traverse further into the different warp zones and the different worlds.
Joe just taking a quick deep breath there. He got to his warp zone, finding the invisible block, and then kind of doing the reverse momentum jump to get into the sky, and then in the second warp zone, going to World 8.
Okay. Get in there, we're getting there, Bowie. Are we going to see a clear victory here from Josepha, our UK player? Or is Viking Plays going to catch up?
Well, you also got Rocket Beans, though, who is actually in second place, coming up to into the World 8 warp now. Joseph, though, with a good lead so far, halfway through 8-1. I think 8-1 is one of the longest courses as well in the game, if I'm not mistaken.
And this is some beautiful jumping happening here. Real rhythmic jumping. The momentum is key. Gets the power star, takes out those Koopas and the Goombas. Piranha plants as well.
Yeah.
Nice, steady play here. Momentum is strong.
This is
understands the jump play.
This is what I like about 8-1 as well. Like, it's a long course, right? But it doesn't have like the most tricky enemy set. But it's about focusing for a long time, making sure you're getting all those jumps accurate, as you were saying. Knowing how these jumps land, how you want to deal with every single enemy set. It takes a lot of information.
Absolutely. Joseph moving on to World 8-2. Rocket Beans, getting a little bit hit by the piranhas. Oh no!
Matthias, no!
It's okay, deep breath, Matthias. There we go. All right. Viking Plays catching up here. Good momentum on the jumps. Avoiding all of the Koopas there. Oh, nice avoidance there of the piranha plant.
Oh, Rocket! Oh, Matthias, no! He's having an absolute nightmare!
It's okay.
He's having a nightmare!
It's okay.
Wake up, buddy!
You can do this, you can do this. And Fuchsia, slow and steady.
Yep.
Trying to get there. Okay, we've got to watch out for that jump. Avoiding that platform.
Matthias, it's tricky. Sometimes you have these one tile wide spaces, and again, like because this game is, it's very momentum based. If you don't get that jump timing and you miss the timing for your, because you can jump as soon as you land.
Yes.
Or that little moment just after you land.
Oh, Viking Plays gets hit there with the bullet bill. That's going to cost him a little bit of time. Oh, and a hit again by the Koopa.
Joseph into World 8 Course 3 now.
Okay, this is the final stretch, everybody watching at home. We've got to be really careful here. 2 bullet bills chasing Viking Plays. He's got to be absolutely careful with... and a hit again by the Koopa.
There we go. He gets the side hit there. He runs off the edge, though. I think he's trying to have these bullet bills beside him. Goes for the long jump. Okay, cool. You could also use the bullet bills and bounce off them if you wanted to, but you don't need to.
Okay, Joseph clears another course. Okay, Viking Plays trying to play catch up here. Rocket Beans, Matthias has got the momentum back.
As Joseph enters World 8, Course 4, final course, needs to get all the way through, grab the axe behind Bowser, and save Princess Peach.
We've all been there before.
Yeah.
Here we go. Alrighty, Viking Plays now, of course, into World 8-3. And Fuchsia trying to get past these flying troopers, proving a little bit tricky. Got to watch out for the shells. Watch out for the bullet bill. Excellent avoidance of the Goombas. There we go.
Joseph into the underwater section here. After he comes up to this, he's going for the final stretch of 8-4, and will be trying to grab that axe, finish off Bowser, and win the game, and take first place here in this final challenge.
Okay, we got to watch out. We got to watch out. Okay, we're through.
Here we go.
For the pipe.
Gets a lovely
Nice.
jump on the hammer, bro.
Is
Jumps
this it?
over.
Is this it? Is this it?
Oh, Bowser, please.
Is this it?
He's over.
Okay, come on.
He's under. He's through. S ranked.
There we have it.
Sub 6 time. Josepha taking first place in our final challenge. Let's see.
5-5.
5-5-5. Unless the percentage is 0.55 as well. But yeah, as our other players here still struggling their way through 8-3, it's a tricky one. As we have Rocket Beans Matthias going into 8-4. Final castle makes his way into the he needs to make his way to the first pipe and then use the quick you go into the second pipe to get into the underwater section and then that final jump there.
Yes.
Annie Fuchsia trying to finish off 8-3. This last final tricky set of jumps.
Slow and steady, slow and steady. Matthias, that Rocket Beans player in the castle, he's got to watch that platform there and try and get it at the right time to jump. Oh, nearly there, nearly there.
Better. So yeah, he knew that he jumped a little bit early, so he had another go, jumped a little bit later, made it.
Yeah, and that's another really key thing to remember. Of course, some of our players are under a lot of pressure here. Panic does set in, and we've got to be careful exactly getting that momentum exactly right, landing on the platform exactly right, jumping at the exact right time. Precision is key when playing Mario Master.
Yes, indeed. As Viking Plays enters the aquatic section, so Rocket Beans is just behind as well. And if you should going into the just trying to get into the first pipe there in 8-4. This is looking very, very close. Rocket Beans makes an extra jump there. He swims a little bit too high into the flame bar.
Okay, it's
fire
close.
bar.
It's close. Avoids the hammer, bro. There we go. Nice jump. Goodness
he's getting
me.
caught now. Rocket Beans.
No.
Rocket Beans is catching up.
No way.
He's through.
No
Rocket...
way.
Matthias, no.
Goodness me.
Matthias, what are you doing? Matthias.
Oh, come on.
Oh, no.
Come on.
He's through.
Oh, my goodness
Matthias.
me.
1.17 second difference. Matthias comes second. Viking Plays is third.
Wow.
As Annie Fuchsia looking to finish up this final screen. Hammer Bros being a little bit cheeky. Get out of the way, buddy. I'm here to win.
Let's
Annie
go, Annie.
Fuchsia
Come on.
gets that jump over. Out of the way, Bowser.
You got this, Annie.
Under
Nice.
easy and finishes it up. Wonderfully played by all four players. Wonderful stuff. What a finish there between Viking Plays
me.
and Rocket Beans' Matthias.
Whew, I'm sweating. That was crazy.
Oh, dear.
Just millisecond difference there. Milliseconds of a difference. Excellent play from all of our top 4 players there. That was absolutely amazing to watch. But we do have our winner.
We do have. I think we have. I'm very confident and sure we have a winner based on the scores. But I'm not the one to make that decision. The video game will tell you. Looking at the screen right there, player 4, 42 points will go. And we know who player 4 is, you know. And 37 points, player 3.
Press the A button for the results.
Yeah.
Press the A button, guys.
Show us the results.
Come on.
Yeah, we're gonna bring everyone back onto stage here to celebrate. But yes, 42, 37, 32, 27. Yeah, very, very clean, I think, from everyone.
I mean,
that was
that was intense, that final bit. And as we said, I think what was really interesting to see from all of those top 4 players was we started off really cool, calm and collected. We knew that this was the final. We knew what we needed to do. We understood every single course on that particular world. We knew where the warp zones were. We knew what we needed to do, but panic set in. And of course, when you're under that pressure, people watching you, us screaming in a microphone as well at them.
It's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure, and you know, milliseconds of a difference, but all of those players are absolutely amazing players, as you saw there.
They did excellent.
Are excellent.
To make it to the finals, you know, is excellent work. To, you know, just to kind of get the times that they've been getting, it takes a little bit of work. You know, of course there are players of all kinds of skill levels. You know, some players out there may actually already speedrun these games, and you know, and these times are kind of like, you know, they know different tricks, they know different things, and they'll get through it faster. But like, everyone started from some point. Everyone started speedrunning these games in this way, learning small techniques, getting better and better and better. And if anything, this is a portal into the world of speedrunning.
Yes.
And
each of our players now, Bo, as we can see on screen, are receiving...
Mintos is like, my baby, my darling.
All of our players who participated are receiving a certificate for taking part in the Nintendo World Championships NES Edition Streamer Showdown.
Oh, yeah.
I want one. Can I have a certificate?
I'm just going to speak to production. Production, can we have some rewards, please?
So yes, all of our players will receive a certificate, and we will now move on to our fourth, third, second, and first place.
Annie has been given her plaque. She's still sitting down.
She's probably trying to lower the heart rate because that was intense.
So some speedrunners out there, actually, when they're streaming, they do kind of like have a thing where they kind of connect a heart rate monitor to kind of show.
Way.
And it's amazing seeing some speedrunners like get all that excitement. Matthias there in third place.
There we
the
go.
sparklers are out. Woo!
All right, Matthias.
Lost, Matthias.
Nice.
Lost.
Beautiful. Our second place, of course, going to Viking Plays from Italy. And finally, our grand champion for the Nintendo World Championships NES Edition Streamer Showdown.
Live at Paris Games Week
Is
that guy. From the UK, Josepha! There he is, very happy. He went into this and it was saying, you know, I put a lot of work into it. I wanted to practice a lot. I wanted to really do my best here. And he came away winning it.
excellent stuff.
That's what practice does.
Yes.
Practice makes you win.
And it is fair to say as well, for all of our players who entered into the Streamer Showdown, they have dabbled in speedrunning. Some of them have played a little bit more than others. Some of them, they're fairly new to this.
One sec.
They're going to say something.
Basically use Nintendo Switch Online, so the NSO, the NES programs on that, and I used that to practice specific sections of each game. Because you have the ability to use suspend points within each game, and you can kind of load up. So, if you're struggling on like 8-2 on Super Mario Bros, you can just keep reloading 8-2 and practice it that way, and it turned out pretty effective.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. From the horse's mouth.
Yes. Massive congratulations again to Josepha, our United Kingdom player, for winning the Nintendo World Championships NES Edition Streamer Showdown. And a massive congratulations to all of the participants representing all the different countries around Europe. And as I was saying before, all of our players, as we said, came to this game not necessarily being expert speedrunners.
No.
They have dabbled perhaps, played a little bit, but they are really, as you can see here, with practice, as Bowie has been echoing and saying, what a show they've just put on. I mean, we're hearing a bit more here from Josepha.
I mean, if I can do this, or we can do this, anyone can.
That's
There
what
you go.
okay, that is a very important thing. People, I mean, some people have watched me do a speedrun and been like, oh, man, I have no idea how you do this. I'm like, if I can do it, I'm sitting there being like, everyone's like, oh my God, you're so good at this game. Like, I'm just playing it.
Yeah.
I've just put some time into it.
Yeah.
You can do it too.
Anybody can get involved in some speedrunning, particularly on Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. It's all about practice, guys, and all about learning the strategies, learning all the difficulties, learning the patterns, we could say, or the sequences from any of, per se, the bosses or the enemies, or how things are randomized in the games.
Yeah.
It's all about learning, it's all about practicing, but it's been absolutely fantastic to watch. All of these players have been absolutely incredible, representing all of their different countries around Europe.
Yeah. And it's just great to see everyone kind of come together and have some good fun. So a couple of things before we kind of wrap up shop here and say goodbye. Obviously, Nintendo World Championships NES Edition is available on the Nintendo eShop. You know, make sure if you have been inspired and you wanted to give it a go yourself, make sure to go and grab it. It's a really, really cool and fun little title. And you might just find a new game that you really, really enjoy. Maybe, you know, if you grew up in that era and you played these games when you were younger, I know I certainly did, and you want to revisit them, you absolutely can. If you've never played them before, if you're a little bit younger and you thought, let's have a look at what, you know, my parents played or what, you know, older generations played. Let's see where these games started. You can give it a go. You know, because like even then, I played games back on the NES, but like I never played certain titles. So this is my first time playing Balloon Fight, for example.
Yes, and it is, I'm so glad you said that, because in fact, you only just saw a snippet of some of the games that are on Nintendo World Championships.
We showed what, 8?
I believe, 8 different games. There is a total of 13 NES titles on this game. So you only just got like a snippet, a little bite-sized version of what there is on this game. There is so much to check out, so many amazing challenges, so much difficulty modes, and of course there is the 1 to 8 player local play, so you can play with your friends. And of course, if you wanted to play a bit of online play, you can play some single online play as well, take on different challenges. There is a lot to it.
The online has got a really lovely component as well, where I believe is it weekly, is it bi-weekly?
Yes.
Where you always have like new challenges
Yes,
coming up, and
yeah.
then so you'd always be putting in weekly times to see who kind of is winning or the best that week. So there's a consistent kind of like semblance of competition that if you are interested in that side of it, you can start doing it. And I've seen people like get better and better and better and post more and more times, and suddenly they are going, well, I want to look further into these things. As a quite similar little adjacent like thing, and to talk about speedrunning as a whole quickly as well, is that these games, obviously the 13 titles that are here in Nintendo World Championships NES Edition, are being speedrun.
Yes.
They are, and there are communities out there, and players out there who will always always love to have new people come in and make friends and speedrun together, and have resources to help you learn all the kind of cool tricks you can do in these games. So yeah, there are definitely places to think and new communities to find and new friends to make through speedrunning. I know I've made some friends from speedrunning, and obviously you know who you are, and I love you all. So thank you so much indeed for being with me. It's a pleasure to kind of meet people through such a fun hobby.
Absolutely. And as Bowie did say, guys, the Nintendo World Championships NES Edition is available now on the Nintendo eShop. It's obviously digital download. We hope you liked what you saw today. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you want to check out some more, of course, you can check it out online and play for yourself. Maybe you might become the next amazing speedrunner.
You could be here next year doing the Streamer Showdown 2.
You never know. You never know. But guys, it has been an absolute pleasure tuning in and doing some commentary for this tournament. It's been amazing to be with yourself, Bowie.
Mate, honestly,
thank you so much.
As always, it's...
Oh, it's a handshake. Okay.
Well, I mean, you're... Well, I love you, buddy. I love you, buddy. Nims and I have worked together for many, many years, and it's always a pleasure to sit next to you and to do this.
Thank you.
Obviously, we also want to say a massive thank you, obviously, to everyone watching at home.
Yes.
The production team here who have been putting on an absolute wonderful show. Thank you so much. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without these wonderful people. Thank you, of course, to every one of the competitors, and for Nintendo FR for obviously putting on the event here in Paris Games Week, Nintendo of Europe, and obviously all of the local teams in UK and Nintendo of Spain, Germany, Berstala, the distributors over in Sweden as well.
Yes.
All the companies who kind of help come together to help make Nintendo gaming fun for everyone around Europe and the world. It's a pleasure to be a little part of that. So thank you so much indeed.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you very soon. Bye-bye.